So these are the type of questions you might find, and you probably can't see there. Most of you really ask what they are. So foundation, we have foundation paper 2 and 3, but also higher. I'll tell you when the questions get a bit harder, where higher paper will, you will see these questions as well. Okay, for now, we're dealing with foundation. Any questions? Post in the comments and I'll be able to check it later on, but we're going to try and do as much as we can during this session. Let me know if you can see everything on the screen and we can start. Okay, so here we have W equals 4U plus 3. Find the value of W when U is equal to 8. So in this question, can you all see, guys? Fantastic. So in this question, he's asking for substitution. So they gave us what is the number value for U, and it's only 2 marks. So what I would like you to do, guys, straight away, you write W is equal to 4 times the value of U is 8 plus 3. And this is really important part of getting as many marks as you possibly can, okay? So once you've done that, remember it's a calculator paper. I don't want anyone thinking, I know some of you can do it from the top of your head. Just do as much as you can so you don't make mistakes, because we want to get full marks. We have bitten on the calculator, just get it through. This was less than a second. Okay, guys. Next one. Tap on the screen if you found that easy. We're going to the next question. Share with your friends. Exam on Monday. Last exam, and well done for the ones that actually sat the exam. You're not long to go. Great. So the next question. Here is an approximate rule to change from kilometers to miles. Divide the distance in kilometers by 10. So what we are going to do is make sure we show that. Divide by 10 and then multiply by 6. So this is the rule of thumb. So that's like a formula that you follow, okay? A rule that you follow. This one is foundation. I'll tell you when the higher questions come about. Okay. Now, the next one. So we have here, use this approximate rule to change 40 kilometers to miles. So when we have 40 kilometers, so we have divide the distance, which is 40 kilometers, divided by 10 times by 6. We're following the same, and we're getting that into miles. So remember, the trick here, when I keep saying to you guys, what we're doing every time is trying to get as many marks as we possibly can. So we're using the calculator for these questions. Okay, so type on the calculator 40 divided by 10 times by 6. Because the calculator already have bid mass, you get your answer. Okay, 24 miles. So you write 24 on the dotted line. A few seconds. Tap on the screen if you guys found that easy. I found it extremely easy. Great. Now we have another substitution. And this time around we have a negative value. Guys, this is where most people miss the marks. Because when you don't type that correctly, you miss those marks. I don't want anybody to miss them. So let's do it step by step. So we need to find what P is. So P will be equal to something. Okay, and to find that value, we're going to work out by substituting. R is equal to 5 and Q is equal to minus 4. Let's do that, guys. P is equal to 7. I is equal to 5, so it's times by 5 plus 3 times by Q, which is minus 4. So 3 times minus 4. So again, grab your calculators, guys, and type this. I know you're very good with numbers, because otherwise you wouldn't be doing this paper. I want to make sure that you don't make any mistakes, especially with the minus. So you can use that minus, or you can use the minus here. and let the calculator solve. Okay, let the calculator solve. If you think there's something that is not quite right, we can always do it in stages. And make sure you type on the calculator. We know here it will be 35 plus, in this case, will be plus minus 12. So when you have a plus and minus next to each other, it becomes a minus. So it's equal to 35 minus 12. You don't need to do all that. As I told you, plot correctly on the calculator and you get full marks. Tap on the screen if you find that easy. Now I'm going to show you a trick for one of the questions that I know it comes for foundation and higher, guys. These are the type of questions. Can you write on the comments whether you find this easy to type in a calculator, or would you do it step by step, dividing 6 divided by each of those values? Type yes, you can do this question. Type no, you can't do this question. This is for higher and foundation, guys. Higher and foundation. I just want to gauge if some of you saw the link in the bio. I show these tricks on the calculator, exactly how you should type. Great. Let's see any comments. I can't see the comments yet. Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah, nope, yes, yeah, fantastic. I can see now. I can see one no. Yeah, fantastic. Great. So let's do it. So first and foremost, we need to identify this. This is the formula, so we need to be able to type on the calculator. Yeah, and this is where it starts. And that is where it ends. So we're going to do it. If you've seen this on the, if you've seen this example, let me see if we get a bit more light. If you've seen this example on the link in the bio where it says calculated tricks, just go over it over the weekend and you should be able to be fine. We'll do a couple of this today so you feel okay. So you press mode. We have different options. If you have a new calculator, guys, make sure you check as well, because these options are really, really important. If you have a different calculator, try and find mode and table. That's what we're looking for, because this is like a table. Okay, sometimes they don't give you that, but we'll find a question similar. Okay, so we press 3 for table, and this appears as f of x. F of x is the same as y, guys. When you see f of x, imagine this is y. Okay, so now what we have to do is make sure that we type exactly what we see on the equation. That is the equation, and we need to be able to type what is in there. You get the fraction and you type 6, and to get the letter x, okay, you need to press on alpha. This is why you need to know these skills, so you don't waste time in the calculator paper. Alpha, and the x is where my fraction is. If you have a new calculator, it might be elsewhere, but in this case, if you have this Casio, it's there, okay? And you can see now you have the x value there. This is how you type the letters. You might see you have A, B, C, D, E, F, X, Y, and M. Okay, those are really important letters to understand how to do it. Okay, tap on the screen so I know everyone is on board. Now, when it says start, the start is where you have the values of x. So the first one is this one. So I always say this is the start. And this is the end. And although most of it is going by 1, we have one that starts 0.5, okay? So I always advise the start to be from 0.5. Once you've done that, you will be able to see all of them. If we change the end, is all the way to 6. So I'm going to write the end is 6. And then you press equals. So if you're following this with your calculator at hand, that's exactly what we're doing. So now you're saying how many steps. So from 0.5 to 1, you jumped quite a bit. So we are doing 0.5 in 0.5 increment. So you can do the same. You can do in halves. You can either put 0.5 or you can put 1/2 and you press equals. And that will give you all the values in 0.5 increments, okay? That's the only thing you need to be careful, because after that is not in increments actually. You have then is going in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But because now we have all the values, we can find the actual value for y each time. So f of x is equal to y. So I know the first one is 12. And look what I do to find the value, so you can see here as well. So make sure you move. This is x, 0.5. This is y. So when x is 0.5, y is 12. When x is equal to 1, y is 6. So that's correct. You can check is correct as well. When y is 1.5, when x is 1.5, y is 4. And we can write those down. Now, when x is 2, y is 3. And that's correct. And then we can go to the next one, 2.4. And that's all you have to do. We're going in increments. We don't have 2.5. We go to 3. So make sure, because now is in 2.5 increments, 0.5 increments, you need to make sure you go to the next one. So it's 2. Then we go to 4. 4 is 1.5. Correct. Yes? Oh.
Just do 6 divided by any number.
Yes, fantastic. Yeah, you can do that as well. No, you're not wrong at all. That's correct. You can do 6 by any number, but for people that don't like to divide and they are on a foundation paper, this might be very difficult, okay? So if you go on to 5, so 5 shows on the calculator is 6 over 5. 6 over 5. If you want to know the value in decimals, 1.2. And then the last one is 6. So the answer is 1. Well done. Yes, you can divide, and that's much easier, but you have all the answers here. Just need to move the cursor. This one is a hard one because you're doing in 0.5, so you need to be careful. Okay, guys? Fantastic, guys. If you're happy with this, say yes, and we move on into a similar question where you have cubed or you have squared. Let me have a look how many of those have I got. Let's see, because those will be useful for your exam. Because that one was very simple, but what if you have something like this? Type in the comments if you're confident to do this. If you're not confident, let's do this again. Let's start from the beginning. So if we have mode, so let's start mode, computing. So this is the starting point when you start your calculator. You press mode and you press table 3. Once you get to 3, remember y is that value. F of x is y, is the same thing. Okay. Yeah. Yes, well done. Yeah, correct. So here, instead of doing them individually, and I've seen lots of students having all the writing up here, where they substitute the value. Every time they see x, they have 5 minus 2 cubed, and then they have 5 minus 0. That one is the easy one, cubed. That is a simple one. And they have 5 minus 1 cubed. And then they put the answers there. Fantastic. That's fine as well, especially for the ones that are very confident to higher paper. I believe you can do this with your eyes closed. But we're doing this for everyone. So then you just plot the information on the calculator and you can do that. If you're happy with that, fantastic. I am happy for you guys to do that. But we want to be able to use the calculator effectively. So if we make any mistakes, we can always have a look at the previous results. So we're going to type 5 minus alpha x. And we know x is cubed, so we type cubed. And that is the equation, exactly the same equation we have there, we have on the calculator. Okay? We press equals and it starts. So the starting point is minus 2. So I'm going to type minus 2. That's the starting point. Equals, the end point is 2. That's the end point. Type 2. Equals. And now he's saying how many steps. I'm happy to do it in ones because it's minus 2 minus 1, 0, 1, 2. So he's going in one step, so in one unit. So I'm happy with that. So now you can have all the answers. And like I said, if you want to put the answers there, it's fine. But we have the squares to fill in, so we can do that. They will know you use the calculator. It's a calculator paper. Okay, so you don't need to have that working out. So just type whatever you find here on the calculator. That's what you write on each. And you can confirm if that's 6, it is 6. I'm happy. The next one is 5. The next one is 4. And the next one is minus 3. Okay, say yes if you're more confident using the calculator. Say no so I can see if this was an easier practice. Let me know if this was an easier practice. And you can see it gets complicated when you have cubed. And I want people to be confident in the exam. Okay. That's great. Fantastic. Okay, so those are the type of questions where the calculator comes handy and you don't have to think. As long as you know how to type the information in there, that's all you need. Let me find one that might be on a higher paper, see if we can find. Okay, this is definitely on higher paper. The degree of difficulty might be higher, but you'll see something similar. I'll get one for higher as well. Okay, so this is making X the subject of the formula, guys. For higher, you probably can do this very quickly. So type in the comments if you know the answer. For foundation, if it's something that you need practice, we'll do it together. So remember what we've been doing the past 2 weeks. And I always say we do the opposite operation every time. So what this is telling me that is 2 times X plus 4. So I need to do the opposite, like a number machine. And that will be equal to Y. So that means I'm going to take away 4 from both sides. So I'm going to take away 4 from here. Y minus 4 is equal to, so X then it's on its own. So the final answer will be X is equal to something. And then we have 2 times X. So that means the next operation would have to be divide by 2, because it's multiply. The next operation will be divide by 2. So that means we're going to divide both sides by 2. And X stays on its own. Okay? Any questions there? If you're happy with that, if you rearrange and move it around, there's 2 ways of doing it. You can do Y or half of Y minus 2, because 4 divides by 2, or you can simplify it here and leave it as it is. They would accept as well, okay? They would accept saying Y minus 4 over 2, or you can simplify those two and have X is equal to Y over 2, or half of Y minus 2. Okay, both of them are accepted in the exam. Some people ask, oh, can it be one or the other? Yes, they're both correct. Okay, any questions on this one? Would you be able to do it? Type in the comments yes or no. So we have kind of gauged how many of you feel confident with this type of questions. How many of you feel confident with this type of questions? If you're confident, we can move on. Those are both higher and foundation. Okay, that's quite easy for foundation to do. And higher can have cube roots. Let's see if we can find a cube root version of it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so higher, pay attention to this one, 3 marker. Okay, so we need to do the same. We need to inverse all of this. Yeah, so we practice. So this one definitely comes on higher as well. So this is foundation and higher. And those are the degrees of difficulty. They expect everyone to be able to do it. And I always go over this. So let's go. So what is the opposite? Let's do like a number machine. So what is the opposite of root or square root? So the opposite is squared. So is a value squared. Okay. In this case, I'm putting X just to relate. Okay. Is whatever value squared. You can put a square there so you know it's a number. Okay, it's something squared. So the opposite of the cube root or the square root would be a value squared. So then the next stage we have a division here. It's a fraction, is division. So the next step would be divide by 2. So the opposite of divide is multiply by 2. Okay, let me know if you follow. Let me know if you follow. And then the last stage, you need to take away 6, because it's positive 6, you're taking away 6. So we're doing all those stages, so we know exactly what to do in exam. So to get rid of the root, because everything is in the root, remember that if everything is in the root, you need to get rid of that first, okay? So it'll be t squared. So we've done that. Okay, the opposite. Now we have to multiply everything by 2. So this will be 2t squared. Okay, so we've done that as well. Tapping on the screen if that made sense. We're doing in stages. And then the last part, we need to make sure that we take away from this answer, we take away 6. And the final answer would be rearranging. G is equal to, is the same. We're just moving G onto the other side, equal to 2t squared minus 6. If you had to do the other way around, you should come back to the same answer. So sometimes they'll give you that and you end up with this. Okay, that's the final answer. Make sure you write the final answer on the dotted line, otherwise you miss the marks. So it's 2 marks for the working out and 1 mark for writing it on the dotted line. Just be careful your G doesn't show like a 9, because that's possible as well. So sometimes it's better to curl it up a little bit better. I don't do it often, but when those letters appear, just make sure in case you have another one. Okay. Say yes if you would be able to do the number machine to facilitate, because I noticed some of you said you're not fully confident. So by doing the opposite of each stage straight away, maybe that helps. And then you can do it like I did here. Okay, fantastic. Share with your friends if you find that easy. Okay, today we are going to finish in the next couple of minutes. If we find questions that are more pertinent tomorrow, is definitely percentages. So get ready to do inverse percentages. We've done compound already 2 days ago. And we're going to be able to do percentages, increase, decrease, and inverse. Okay, great. Share with your friends if they're doing the exam on Monday. So now the last part. So the last part we've got is, this is both higher and foundation, and is forming equations. Okay, so forming equations. The diagram shows a pentagon. The pentagon has one line of symmetry. Okay, we know, we can see it, so we're going to use the line of symmetry. Is right here in the middle. Okay, so that side is equal to that side. And then it says AE is equal to 4x. So A to E is equal to 4x. Okay, all of that is equal to 4x. Let me just split in half here so it's easier. So A to E is equal to 4x. Great. A to B is equal to 2x plus 1. So this is 2x plus 1. Tap on the screen if that makes sense, because I don't want anyone lost once we carry on to the next stage. Tap on the screen or say yes that you understand this first part. Here is going to be algebraic manipulation and forming equations. Okay, next one, B to C. So we have x plus 2. So from B to C, we're going to have x plus 2. We know that both sides are the same. Fantastic, guys. Great. I like a bit of feedback, so I know we're on track. We know those sides, both of them are the same. So we can duplicate both of them. So we know this will be the same as x plus 2, and this one is 2x plus 1. Okay, I'm happy with that first part. Now we're going to read the rest of the question, okay? So all these measurements are given in centimeters. The perimeter of the pentagon is 18 centimeters. Okay, perimeter means adding all the sides. So I would think straight away, we have 2 lots of them anyways. So we can start thinking about adding them all together. So x plus 2x plus 2x plus 4x. You can add them all. Or you can add them in stages and then use the calculator to add them together. Okay? So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10x plus how many units have we got? How many number values have we got? So we have 2, 4, 5, 6 plus 6 is equal to the perimeter. Okay, and what is the value of the perimeter? It says the perimeter of the pentagon is 18. So we can substitute the p by 18. So we rewrite this. Plus 6 is equal to 18. We know they're the same. We've done it straight away by looking at this. Some people say, okay, this is Word, 3 marks. So how do they know we have the correct answer? Because it looks like we copy that. I would say exactly the same, but I can see you definitely went around and put the values there, so they would give you the marks. But for anyone that think, okay, I need to prove this is correct, I could say P is equal 2 lots of what we have here plus what we have at the bottom. So we can start straight away by saying 2x plus 1 plus x plus 2 plus x plus 2 plus 2x plus 1 plus 4x. Okay, for the ones that think we need to go all the way, that's all you have to do. Once you simplify, you come to the same answer. Okay, so they just wanted you to prove that it is. So another way to do it is finding the value of x and plot the information in. Okay, but that will take a long way around. So by simplifying this, you get to the same value. Okay, and that's the beauty of it. So you would get for the 3 marks here. Absolutely, I'll put this link in our link in the bio. Yeah, absolutely, yes. If you already downloaded some of our resources, you've probably seen where the link in the bio is. You might have an email already. Just need to press on the link that is on your email and you'll go back to it. Okay. Any other questions, guys? We have to close the live today at 7 o'clock. Spot on. Is only half an hour today. Be ready for the percentages increase and decrease tomorrow, because definitely will come on the exam 3. And check the list of topics, because it's quite a lot of topics we wouldn't be able to cover in 30 minutes. Any of you desperate for time, if you want more sessions with us, go on to the link in the bio. We have emergency sessions. Once the payment is done, you put all your details. We'll contact you to book and schedule a one-to-one session with you guys, okay? And then we'll be able to help you go either through a whole paper in 2 hours or support you with the topics you struggle the most. Okay, guys, thank you so much, and catch up with you tomorrow. Thank you.